So we're here with Laura Heinken. Had a great season here at the MultiSport Canada Triathlon Series. So tell us about your season. Were you happy with it?
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it. It had its ups and downs, but pretty happy overall. It was pretty consistent and tried a bunch of different distances, so it was good.
So where did you go at the start of this year? Again, was it about trying all the different distances? And I mean, going from your sporting background, where do you come from? And again, making the progression.
Well, I come from a swimming background, and cycling has been by far the hardest one for me to pick up, so I've been trying to work on that. And I made a lot of strides this year towards that with some faster bike averages. And I also took my first overall win at Heinken, which was exciting for me, so it was a good year.
So how's one, again, trying to improve that bike? So for those watching this, like some tips possibly. So what are things that you did this year to try to improve your bike?
I find with biking, it's all about putting the time in, getting the miles in, as well as I do a lot of CompuTrainer during the winter and focusing on wattage and improving my power and stuff. So that's where I've had most of my gains.
Now, do you do a lot of your riding by yourself or with a group, or is it a mishmash?
Kind of a mismatch. I do I train with the Fighting Koalas in Waterdown, so we do a lot of hill workouts, some fast intervals, and do the CompuTrainer with them. But like longer base rides, I just do alone or with a friend, just whatever's fun.
Now, for next year, what are you focusing on, and what are your major goals?
Well, I'm focusing on Olympic distance again next year. I'm going to be doing the 2014 Worlds in Edmonton, so I'm looking for maybe a podium finish there. So I'm really going to be focusing on getting my swim. I come from a swim background, so making sure I have that, and also continuing to work on my bike and run.
Now, is a long-range plan to step up distances, or are we looking at keeping it at Olympic for a few years, or how's that going to go?
I'll probably be keeping it at Olympic for a few years, but I'm throwing in a couple longer distance. I'm going to be doing probably well in half iron again, keeping with that distance and getting better at it. Continuing to work on it for the long term. It's probably where I'm going to go. So.
Actually, now I'm just thinking about it right now. So, being from a swim background, and again, everybody who gets into triathlon, I would say not everybody, but a lot of people get into triathlon. Swimming's not their favorite. So, if you had a favorite workout to do, what would that be?
Swim-wise?
Yeah.
I like the longer distance stuff, kind of like race simulation, about 800s, doing a time trial of that. But it's also important to do the speed. One of my weaknesses is off the start, being able to keep with the pack, so that's important too. So a good mix with swimming. So
when you do, say, a simulation where you're trying to accelerate and keep with the pack, say in a training situation, just give us an idea of what your paces might be.
Well, it's hard to tell. We do a lot of open water, so it's kind of hard to gauge pace. But it's basing it on who's around you, staying with the packs, finding good feed, positioning yourself well, and I think that's the focus.
Yeah, I want to talk about if in the pool as we head into the winter, if you're doing a good hard interval, let's say let's talk about the ones you're talking about. So at 800, what would we expect you to do an 800 in?
I'd probably be aiming for around under 11 minutes, keeping a good steady pace.
And then if you drift back to, say, you do 100, what was your pace for that?
Oh, a fast 100, I'd want to be between 110 and 120 minutes per 100 meters.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try to give people an idea of your levels out there. So congratulations on this year, and we'll see you again next year.
Yeah.